Hello and welcome back to the Lee Summit Town Hall and 10 years of that intro music.
10 years.
Maybe I should change it. Who knows?
Decade music.
I am your host, Nick Parker. This is a good time to remind everybody that this podcast is brought to the good people of Lee Summit by Budget Blinds of Lee Summit and Overland Park. Budget Blinds is a great local company run by a great local family. They're involved in everything. They support so many different things. And on top of that, if you want awesome window treatments, some home decor stuff, they are your place to go. They are your home for enlightened style shades, and they are our robot shade overlords. If you want to make your home a smart home, you want to use your phone, your smart speaker, whatever, to open your blinds, you can do that. You can do that with the technology and the awesome stuff over at Budget Blinds. All the stuff you need to make your home an awesome home. Go see them right in the heart of downtown. Tell them Nick sent you. All right, I teased a little bit. This month is 10 years of Link to Lee Summit and the Lee Summit Town Hall podcast. This year is also 10 years of Wings for Water. My guest today, Chris Turney, because he's struggling a little bit right now as he tries to prepare for the 10th, that's right, 10th Wings for Water event coming up in September. Chris, welcome back, man.
What has happened to Nick?
This is exciting.
It's very exciting.
This is, I've said this before, maybe one of my favorite community events every year. I'm going to say at least top 3. I feel like if I said number 1, then I'm going to have to argue with people.
Fair.
So I'm just going to say top 3 to prevent.
And I'll know what you mean by that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, shh, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. This is a great event because not only does it just bring thousands and thousands of people together for a good time and wings, but you're doing good too.
The community is doing good.
Yeah.
Coming together, solving problems, eating great food from fabulous companies from across the city.
My only gripe is I've never won. I've never even placed, which is, it hurts the ego a little bit because I like to think of myself as a pretty decent cook. Although I do bring in ringers now.
Your sauce is still out of this world.
Right. The feedback I get is great, but I'm not getting the coins in the jar.
Bring more of your coins. One secret to Wings for Water is I don't mind if you vote for your own wings.
Maybe that's my problem.
No, but yeah, well, I appreciate what you said about the event. I truly, every year, this time of year, I can't believe what it's become. I know in year 5, I said, gosh, I can't believe what this has become. During the COVID year, when you and I you were a key part of that, Nick. I mean, we collaborated right out here outside of the podcast booth. And we were like, how can we still have this event during COVID? And it was a lot of your ideas that I'm like, yeah, let's do that. And
I find that hard to believe.
it was crazy. It was like, absolutely, let's do this. I tell you, every year, I'm still blown away that this thing has become what it's become. And here we are, year 10, Wings for Water X.
And this is the 4th year at its new home at Paragon Star, is that right?
It is. 4 years at Paragon Star. They have been just fantastic.
What a great location.
Oh, great location, fabulous people. They love having our event out there. I mean, I think, they kind of view it as a good highlight of the year for them too. A lot of soccer teams come out there wondering what's going on.
What is this in the parking lot?
Yeah. And they're such a great partner. Just, so much respect for those folks.
Well, and think about, you started, and I don't know that, I'm debating whether or not to make you tell the origin story again. But, I mean, think about you started from, your neighborhood to the public lot next to Bridge Space, to Harris Park, and Paragon Star. I mean, just what a growth.
It's just been crazy.
What was the attendance last year?
So, since we don't really sell tickets, it's hard to gauge. But the crew at Paragon Star has a pretty good gauge on how many folks are coming in and out. And so two data points kind of go into it. First off, we ran out of parking again.
Which is crazy for that facility.
It's crazy for that facility. And you have in and out, for several hours. They estimate as between 5,000 and 6,000 people came through last year. We know that gosh, doing the rough math, we went through around 33,000 chicken wings at the event last year. It's 3 tons of chicken wings.
Which is just crazy to even think about, right? And to put in your head that
we are a carnivorous community.
3 tons of chicken wings in one night.
One night.
What is that? 3 hours? 4 hours?
Yeah, about 4 hours. Now, I don't know how many of these wings the sponsors eat themselves throughout the day. So, that counts. But
I'm going to tell you that I don't know because you don't have time.
Yeah.
I mean, I've cooked since, I think COVID was the first year I cooked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
You don't have time.
Day goes by fast.
We upped our amount of wings for our team last year. And we're done with an hour left in the event.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, oh, there's no way. This because we finished early before where we've cooked everything, cooked and served everything we had. And so I was like, I'm getting another case this year. Right. We'll be fine. We were not fine.
The last 2 years it's been funny. So my day, of course, that day is just chaos for me. It's so much fun, but it's chaos for me.
It's the fun chaos.
The beginning of the day is, some of the new sponsors kind of coming in. They've never done it before. And so there's a learning curve. And so I'm getting a lot of questions at the beginning of the day of like, okay, how in the world are we going to cook all these wings? How are we going to do this? Where do we go? Well, around 6:30 at night, the conversation shifts and everyone's tracking me down and say, hey, can we get another case? Does anyone have a case? And so I end up like a wing broker between the sponsors during the event. Like, hey, do you have any extra? It's like an auction. Any extra cases over there?
We need to get you like a seedy tent in the corner.
A seedy tent.
And somebody, you have to know the right person to get you there, plus a password.
That's right. Yes. $500.
I'm going to go over to the red truck, 3rd row. 4 spaces down. Don't tell anybody, but that's where you get your wings.
$500 donation will get you 2 more cases. I love the idea.
You're right though. It is. So I switched ringer cooks last year. Taylor Jones, the chef,
and he's back this year.
Theory. He's back. He was a little nervous at first, like how are we going to do all this? Trying to figure out the routine. He's been talking about it since September of last year. Yes. We are planning. We've got a plan. We're going to mix up, I think, the flavors.
Okay.
This year, he decided he thinks weird is the way to go.
How weird? We had one cook, 2019, cooked his wings literally in a toilet. He had converted a. He was saying it was a new toilet. But he had converted it into some kind of a smoker, and all the kind of names for that wing were pretty funny. But creative can work. I don't think he did well that year, but
okay, we're thinking creative in our flavor profile.
That better, okay.
Not in our cooking method.
Okay.
Although, look,
you're the only sous vide that I know of that did sous vide one year.
We did do that one year.
Yeah.
That was. It was weird because we had to get power from you. So I don't remember who did we do that with?
It was when we were out here at Bridge Space.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, years. Where I did them all. Yeah. Well, that way it was just a quick fry. They were all cooked. Everything was at temperature. Health department, I think, loves that because they're like, yeah, we can see the digital readout right there. We know you're it.
They had some questions about the toilet guy, but he passed, so he convinced them somehow. I still don't get it. But no, it had to have been a new one.
But I think it's such an easy thing to hook people on when you're talking about once you sponsor, right? So sponsors get a tent.
That's right. And
sponsors are the cooks, or at least they bring the cooks with them.
That's right.
I think it's one of those events that once you're in, you're in. I mean, it's a lot of fun. Bragging rights, of course, are always important, but I think it's such a good time. And if you watch that early time period, right before the crowd hits, you see runners, like people from each group running around trying to collect from the other sponsors. Like, okay, how do we stack up? What have they got? I saw them doing something strange. I need to go try that one. And then you're hooked. I mean, like I said, Taylor has been talking about this since we packed up the tent.
I'm not surprised. That does tend to be a trend. The first time a sponsor does it during that day, they're kind of like overwhelmed. I'm not sure how we're going to do this. And literally, like at the end of the event every year, the new sponsors come up and say, okay, we're in for next year and we figured out, here's what we're going to do. And they do. They start game planning throughout the year, thinking it through. And it's just so cool. Like, it's so fun that they put that much thought into it.
It's an incredible thing. Well, let's talk a little bit about sponsors. Now is the time, right? Now, so if you want to get in the early bird, you want to get your sponsorship, start putting your team together. If you are a sponsor and you're not a cook, now's the time to get your sponsorship and then go find that ringer.
That's right.
Taylor Jones has spoken for. You cannot have him.
As is Mitch Shields. Captain Mitch is locked up.
Look, I don't know if he's available, but if you can get him, Brandon Simpson from Jazzy Bees.
Fantastic.
Incredible cook and chef.
And he loves the event.
He loves the event. His wings are... He might have... I'm going to say...
Careful.
I'm going to say top 3 wings again.
Okay.
I'm going to say it because I look, here we go. I'm going to tell you my top 3. In no order, my top 3 wings in Lee Summit. Stewie's, Jazzy Bees, and Bird Theory.
Okay.
I don't know that you can top wings from those places. I mean, there's other great wings.
Yeah.
But those are probably my favorite.
Yeah. There's a lot of really good wings around here. The cool thing about...
I saw your... Like, I got to make sure that I don't make anybody mad.
I'll
your
go
political face came on there.
Yeah. I'll take my politics hat off for a second with Wings for Water and say, I will go out and I want to honor this guy. The best wings out of the 9 years of Wings for Water so far. Maybe someone will change my mind this year, and I'll take my own out of the equation, of course. But Kyle Harsha always brings these wings. They're called Wingus Con.
Yes.
Oh, for the love of all that's holy, these things are fabulous.
So good.
They're so good. And that is the one on the perch. And I don't have any sway in who wins, and so I guess it doesn't matter how political I am about this, but his wings are out of this world. They're so good.
Well, you've got the ER barbecue guys always make great wings. Even the ones that aren't restaurants, right? You've got some their competition cook and barbecue guys. They do great work. The Meat Rushmore people do fantastic work. Who's the team with the Community America Lending always sponsors a team that has fantastic wings.
They do. Speaking of Meat Rushmore, so anyone who's flying through KCI, go check out their restaurant.
That's right.
And when you're eating at the restaurant, look toward that direction, whatever direction it is I'm pointing. There's a beautiful Wings for Water cutting board on the wall from their KCBS win like 2 years ago. It's on display at KCI.
That is fantastic.
It is cool. Yeah, they always bring it. They're fantastic.
They really do. I mean, there's Burt Fingers there.
Burt Fingers, those wings were great last year too.
So good. They were right behind us, and so I was a little intimidated. I'm like, well, that's not fair. Come on.
Yeah, they're just such a great group of people too. I mean, good-hearted people. That's the thing. These sponsors come together, and while it is a competition, this is community. And like these sponsors, they tease each other, they get along, they hang out, and some of them actually now do business with each other because they met at the event several years ago. So it's kind of like a big networking time, almost like you're tailgating at a Chamber of Commerce get together. It's so fun. But the people that are out there, it's just they're happy, they're having fun, and just fantastic people.
Well, let's go backward just a little bit. Let's talk about what we're supporting here, because really it's a great community event, but it's doing some good. What are we supporting with Wings for Water?
Yeah, so 100% of the vote money from the event goes to clean water efforts. We have a board. There's 9 of us now on the Wings for Water board. After every year, after every event, the money that we raised, we keep a little bit held back to fund the next year's event. And then everything else goes. So we're entirely volunteer run. No one makes any money off of this. We give it all. And so over the years, we've been able to grant money to global organizations that take purified water to places that just don't have it. Some of the excess sponsorship money that we raise, we keep here in our community. And so we support some of the local nonprofits, whether it's Cold Water or
You've given to some social services.
Social services, and others around this area that do really good work in our community. It's just, it's great. But everything goes except for what we need to run the event.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And when you're doing something as a side hustle, I mean, look, let's full time. You're an evil attorney. You didn't think you were going to get away clean, did you?
Only half of the parties in the litigation view me as the evil side. To be fair, and every once in a while, my own client.
But I mean, you as a side hustle, you're running this event that brings thousands of people out, and you're raising tons of money. You told me last year, and I wish I could remember. Maybe you remember the amount of money that you have. This organization has donated over now 10 years is pretty amazing. Do you remember what that number was?
Yeah. So last year was another milestone from the life of the event. We have granted over $200,000 to nonprofits to do good work. Last year alone, so year 9 was a quarter of that. Last year, we granted $52,000 after the event. And that, just the whole number is amazing. Like, I would have never thought that a couple of knuckleheads getting together cooking wings, that this would result. But the fact that last year alone was a quarter of our grants just shows you the community build that Lee Summit is providing. And even surrounding areas and surrounding states now. We have people coming in from out of state now for this thing.
That's fantastic.
That's pretty cool.
That's fantastic. Yeah. I know the dream goal is that it's I'm going to use this word loosely because it's not really the thing. Franchised. That we're going to Wings for Water, competitions everywhere.
Make sure my wife's not listening to this.
Mrs. Turney, I need you to put your headphones on for a second and tune out.
No, with more time, more people power behind this. This is the type of thing I think about towns like Bentonville, Arkansas, Austin, Texas, places like this where there's a great community. I don't see any reason why this event couldn't happen in cities across the country, and then Lee Summit is host to the championship.
Yeah,
right? I mean,
let's do it.
Wouldn't that be cool? And at some point, maybe in my retirement, that could happen. Or if there are smarter people with more time, I'm all ears.
I don't know what that word retirement is. That's a strange and foreign word.
Repurposing. We've talked about this. Repurposing.
That's true. I love that. Here's the thing that I think where you and I have become friends. I love that you've got dreams. Like you're not scared of a big picture, big goal. With this, I think that this was a couple buddies. My wings are better than yours,
right?
and now where it's at. But you had that vision from the beginning of growing it, which I really I admire that.
I'm going to be honest and say that that's only partially true. I thought after that first one that we had at Winterset Parks Community Center, 150 people came together to eat 8 different guys' wings, It was a lot of fun. And so, of course, that was the impetus of saying, maybe there's something more here. So in 2018, I formed the nonprofit. I'll be honest, I didn't think in 2018 that it would become what it is. And I'll be even more honest and say, I didn't plan for it to become what it is. And this thing transcends Chris Turney. This is, it's out of my hands. Much bigger things at play, I think, that wanted this event to become what it's been. It really isn't me.
I appreciate that. But I think you can also take a little bit of credit there. That you had the vision and the goal, and look, it is not easy to rally people around a thing.
Unless it's chicken wings, man. I mean,
listen,
I appreciate what you're saying, and I do.
There are certain things: wings, tacos, barbecue. You can get people a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But I think you can take some credit for that, and even that you and I still kind of joke around and say big ideas, like your idea of that we have other Wings for Water competitions and a championship, at least I think is an awesome goal and a doable goal.
It would be doable with the right team and the right time, right?
Right team in the right time.
Yeah.
So let's talk about sponsors. Why should anybody listen? You manage a business here in town or surrounding area. What's your pitch, Chris?
Oh man,
Other than be cool.
Well, how's
All
that
the
being
cool
cool?
kids are doing it.
I have to hit on a few things, and let's just say 3 things that draw our sponsors year after year after year to come back. First off is it's cool team building. Like when you have a team of your friends or your colleagues or your coworkers, your staff, whoever that is, and you have this like vision of, okay, we have 3 cases of wings. That's about 750 wings. And we've got to get these cooked in one day on site and served to 6,000 people. It takes some planning and some organization. It's a good team building thing. A lot of problem solving that goes into it. The second thing is having that interaction with the community. I mean, think about neighbors in your neighborhood that you barely know coming by and seeing that your wings are there. And they eat one of your wings. Okay, tell me about this wing. What's on this? How did you do this? That interaction from neighbors to each other, or from companies, insurance agents, always want to have a good organic conversation with the community that doesn't have to do with insurance, because that's how you get to know people. And so when people come around the tent and they eat your wings and they're asking you about it, it just creates this cool conversation, And so, you have the community atmosphere, you have the employee team building, but then what most people love so much about it is they're doing a very creative thing to get clean water to people who are dying right now. And those 3 things alone really kind of form together why most of our sponsors, I think, come back. But yeah, the community is, I would say, one of the biggest parts of that formula.
I think you are spot on there. I say all the time, we do our nonprofit spotlight lunch series every quarter, and just I think that bridge between community and business is one that we don't always pay enough attention to. And you're right too, in that sometimes you don't need to do the hard sell. It's just being out in the community and making friends. I mean, think about you own a business too, and I know your evil devilish ways are different. But a lot of your best clients, your biggest relationships in your business don't come from the hard sell,
right?
The obvious, overt pitch, right?
No.
They come because you've got a relationship outside. You've known each other, and I hate the "it's not personal, it's business" cliche, because business is personal. You do business with people that you like and that you want to do business with. I was in my role with Link to Lease Summit. I was talking to an organization here in town, and we were discussing ways that they could better get out in the community to let people know who they are, and they don't like business pitches. That's just
right.
That doesn't fit their personality. And I will tell you, one of the first things I told them, and this was not to get money for myself, go do Wings for Water. Go out there, be seen, get a tent with your big logo on it, right? Make some wings and talk to 6,000 people.
Sure.
And let them know who you are.
And put out word beforehand.
Right.
To say, hey, we're going to be a part of this thing that now at least 6,000 people in the community know about and are wanting to be at. It's a good connection point.
It's a great connection point, and it shows that you care.
Sure.
That you care about the community, because this is a thing that is actually doing good. Putting money straight into the hands of people that need it.
Yeah. Yeah. Or onto the feet of people who are taking the solutions, right? And that's the organizations that we support. Literally many times a year, they go to the trenches. And they're
actual trenches.
The actual trench, and they're actually fixing a problem. I'm a little bit envious of that. I wish I could go with them to see what they do, because those are the heroes. I mean, those are the folks who are taking the clean water to people.
Right.
We can be a small part of that by funding them, right? And we can be a fun part of that. Hey, that's it. We put the fun in funding.
There you go.
Right? Yeah. But we have the event that raises the funds for them to do that. It's just a really cool cycle.
Well, as you look back at 10 years, I know you probably don't pause that much. You are a pretty active and busy dude. But as you pause and look back a little bit, what really stands out to you about this thing you've created over the last 10 years?
Well, going back to, there's no way I could have done this. And that truly is the most inspiring thing that this, I'll be honest, this isn't created by humans. The idea, the work that's done, all that stuff. Yeah, the human abilities, it's great, but there's just something more to it, right? And that's the thing that I always go back to every year. The hours that I spend on it, or invest in it, I should say, are valuable, but they're insufficient, right? The time that I've put into this thing would be insufficient to create what it is. So the cool thing, all of the things that go into it, again, like we talked about, I always use the word community about 875 times when I'm talking about this event, but that's what it is. I mean, the people coming together, the nature of these relationships. It's just, that's what inspires me every time I revamp getting ready for the next year's event.
Well, I think a great example of that is, and why I really am attracted to this event over and over again, and some other similar ones to it. I'm not a rainbows and unicorns guy. I'm a little bit cynical. For those that know me, know me. But in a time in our world when we are full of snark and negative and just picking on everything, I mean, how cool is it that this thing is happening? 6,000 more people come together, and like we're making wings. I mean, come on, how simple and easy, but it's fun. You're getting together, you're community building, and oh, by the way, we're going to do a little bit of good while we're at it.
That's a really cool point, because I'm constantly looking for things that pull people together, because we all know there's plenty that drives us apart.
Right.
I mean, we're in Kansas City, barbecue, tailgating, all those things will naturally draw people together. Doing good, right? I mean, getting clean water to people who are dying, when we're all contributing to that and working together to make that happen, it's bringing people together. And maybe that's a part of that secret sauce for the event. When people leave our event and they're happy and they're recharged and invigorated.
Listen, if you can be uncomfortably stuffed full of chicken and still feel good and happy, you've got a good event going.
Right.
I'll tell you the biggest thing I learned: don't try to eat all the wings.
Can't.
I did that year one.
Well, that would have only been like 19, and now we're talking
18
about
18 or 19, yeah. And that was when you had me be a guest judge. Mm-hmm. And I thought, I took.
Well, I'm at 18 wings. Like back then, we only had like 18 competitors.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I took my position response. It was a position of responsibility. I took it serious. I was going to try a wing from every booth, which meant I had 3 or 4 from every booth. That was a mistake.
Yeah,
I chose poorly.
We do have some celebrity guest judges that come out during the day. For those sponsors who have already done it, this. It's kind of a fun little twist to the event. Because what happens is Wings for Water ends up with like donation money and excess sponsorship money that we don't need to put on the event. So what we do is we turn those dollars into votes. Now, it would be unfair, and I wouldn't want to be in the position of using those votes to vote for people, right? So what I do is I go out to like former Royals, former Chiefs, former KC current players or active players.
Yeah, you can get to real celebrities now, not hey, the goofball with a microphone.
Well, but this is what you're talking about. Nick was one of these celebrities a few years ago, and I say, look, we have extra money.
Air quotes there, buddy.
But we have extra money that we need to vote with. Will you come be the vote? And so every year we do that. And so, we're to the point now where we do have some former, pro athletes, college athletes, et cetera. And they'll come out during the afternoon and they'll eat wings from our competitors. And then we give them a plaque that it's loaded with money. So $500, $300, and $200. So every one of our guest judges has $1,000 to vote with of Wings for Water money that we had raised. And they autograph the plaque and they hand it to their favorite sponsors. The sponsor with their favorite wings, right? Right. Not a personal thing. But it's funny, the first year, celebrity guest judges always comment what you just commented. I got through 12 booths, and they're sweating, and they're like yellowish, they're just sick, and do I have to eat more? I'm like, no, you don't. But Chase Kaufman is one of our celebrity judges every year, and he learned the first year you take one bite. I think maybe Dave Eckert also he talked about this. You take one bite, you savor it, and you toss the wing away. And some of the sponsors would come up to me and be like, they must have hated my wing. they took a bite and threw it away. So now every year in the sponsor meeting, I'm very clear with the sponsor, hey, if the celebrity guest judges just take one bite, don't be offended. They might have loved it. But you're exactly right. At this point, I think we must have had 75 different types of wings last year. No way. I don't even try to eat 75
I still
wings.
have some of the celebrity plaques that have been given to us as votes. I kept those. I think I should put those on the
You
shelves.
should. We were just talking.
They should be on the shelves here,
stuff
in the vault.
They should be in the vault. Yes. Yes.
Bring those in. Well,
For
Chris,
sure.
congratulations on 10 years.
thank
We're going to have you back on the show as we get closer to talk about why people should come. It's a free event. You come, you eat wings, you vote with your dollars. But it's a fantastic. We'll have you back on as it gets closer. When is this year's date?
This year's date is September 10th. Just remember 10th for our 10th year, right?
Awesome.
September 10th. And if you're interested in sponsoring, which, like Nick said, our sponsors are the competitors. So you can modify it a little bit. If you want to sponsor us and then get someone else to cook, that's fine. Just let us know. But go to wings4water.org, wings4water.org. There's a little button. It's really easy. Click sponsor, and it'll come up with the options. We have 3 levels of sponsorship: spicy, hot, and atomic. Has nothing to do with the flavor of your wings. It's just the level of support. And this year it's $500, $1,250, $1,250, and $2,000 for the 3 levels. I think we're already out of atomic spots. The highest level sponsors.
Wow.
We're already out. So we'll still have spicy and hot levels. Until April 15th, so think of tax day, until April 15th, you'll get a discount on your sponsorship. So sponsorship comes with a space for your tent. We provide all of the wings, and we provide the temporary food handling permit. You bring your equipment, you bring your people, you bring your crews, your serving stuff, and have a blast.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. What is the website? How can people get there and sign up?
Wings4water.org. Wings4water.org.
That is fantastic. Chris, thanks so much. Congratulations on the upcoming 10th contest.
Thanks for all you've done. Really appreciate it.
That'll wrap us up for this week. We'll talk to everybody next time.